Hello, we've got some great summer savings going on right now at soulmart.me. For instance, how about Bernadette Morgan with the vagina rebound? If you're a lady on your way to have a relationship, this is a reading that will coach you back to where you want to be. Maybe you're shy and don't want to talk to a practitioner. How about DJ David Palmer? He'll make a custom 20-minute MP3 on your chart. Or after the 4th of July, we're happy to announce Act 3 videos are available for immediate download. All that at soulmart.me.
Soul Garden.
Hello, welcome to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Edition. I'm your host of the universe, Christopher Witecki. Welcome back, Captains. And come on down to soulgarden.me. By the way, we've got a new agenda. By the end of 2012, we want the largest community and marketplace of light. We call it the Unite the Light Project. Come on down. We are now casting. If you're on camera already doing your thing, let's unite under one umbrella. Let's distribute. It's all good. Casting at soulgarden.me. If you don't shoot your own videos, then you have to live in LA, or you can also work as a practitioner. Soulmart is looking, or even you have something interesting to sell that has spirit and soul in it, Soulmart is looking for products to sell. So we're looking to unite the light and join my new Unite the Light Club in the garden. All right, well, what is it all about? Well, it's about two things always. If you've been studying with me, you know that astrology is basically states of awareness that are stacked up on top of each other. We're talking about 12 basic states of awareness. This month, primarily, we are working on our emotional state of awareness as an entire globe, and Capricorns, therefore, are also working on their relationships, because emotions and relationships are one and the same when you are a goat. All right, so emotions and LTRs. Now, in the last week, we talked about stepping out of emotional contexts that don't serve you anymore. So perhaps you approach your life as a victim. Perhaps you approach your life as super stoic because life is painful. Your approach in itself, what was it? And then secondly, what is your approach in relationships? More importantly, what is your approach to your marriage? How you approach yourself as a partner is directly reflected in your relationship patterns. And so last week, we were looking at discovering what is that approach. This week, the lesson and goal is to decide what approach you think might best serve you, both emotionally and in LTRs, or in the balance of you and giving and receiving of you and another person. That's what really relationships are, the giving and receiving balance and the rules of it. So on Monday, Chiron rules the day, that comet asteroid, pushing for integrity to be restored. So integrity in your marriages, integrity in your marriage, and of course integrity in your emotional state of awareness. And if you are not in integrity on Monday, the big question mark is why? So if you aren't, try not to focus on being miserable. Focus on why. What would make your marriage happy? What would make your emotions happy? What would make them feel content? That is the big question mark. And of course, if you're watched over by GA, we'll be posing that question, reminding you of that question, because we're always with you. But with the moon in Sagittarius, so emotions itself, they're pointing to old demons, old weeds, old things in your soul garden. So you might be triggered by the past as you're looking for synergy in the moment. And it goes without saying or pointing out, but I'll just go ahead and say it. It's highly possible that part of your marriage problems and part of your emotional problems is that you carry baggage from the past to the present. So look for that connection. The universe has set it up for you to look at. On Tuesday, boom, we've got a full moon in your sign. So it is sunny and perhaps overconfident. Chance of arrogance for Capricorns on Tuesday. That's because the emotions are full moon, and they're in your house of ego and your house of charisma. So you're feeling very strong with the full moon. Remember, a full moon is a wolf in sheep's clothing. It is a tug of war between two parts of our soul. Literally, your ego and strength, wanting to feel centered, wanting to feel strong again, directly opposing your approach to emotions and your approach to marriage. So this is a day where you might come out and just be like, screw them, screw that, you know, I am the empress, I am the emperor. And that is your overconfident moon in Capricorn. On top of that, the moon is going to cross Pluto, so the universe is going to actually invite you to let go of an old ego consciousness or an old ego skin. So you might come up wanting to wage war and then realizing, you know, this part of me that wants to wage war needs to go away. And then you shift into the next part. And this is the part I want to talk about. What about your desire to feel strong You have a desire to feel strong, but it's really about what needs to change in the way you approach your emotions, because you're not feeling strong, or you are in your emotions, and what needs to change in your approach to giving and receiving to yourself, and giving and receiving in relationships. Really, that's why you're not strong or strong, says the universe. So go ahead and run with your strength in the full moon, but be careful. You might put your foot in your mouth. It's certainly a day where you might go too far. On Wednesday, it's July 4th, United States birthday. Happy birthday, United States. United States is a Cancer, if you don't know, with a Sagittarius rising and an Aquarius moon. But we are blessed, if you want to call it that, with a Uranus day. So it's breakdown on the 4th of July. But since it is a holiday in the United States, I know in Europe it'll be a different experience. But in the United States, because it's a holiday and we have breakdown, it's one of those little nice gifts from the universe, because you're breaking down at a fireworks show, or you're breaking down with family. I mean, you're not really breaking down, because everyone has to hold up that appearance, especially you. But it does mean, hey, it's time to see the light. So on the 4th of July, the universe is saying, time to see the light, time for you to see perhaps what context might better serve you. What emotional state of being should you approach? Calm blue ocean, I love myself. What is that emotional state? And what emotional state should you approach relationships in, therefore? All right, so you might find it by watching a couple at 4th of July, or you might, just be at home alone and come to it watching fireworks on TV. Whatever, you'll come to it, or hopefully you'll see what's not working, or get more of a clue of what's not working if you don't see what will work on Wednesday. On Thursday, it is Breakthrough Day, and it's the day after this breakdown. So Thursday is an intellectual day, and we are blessed with a temporary soul pyramid in air. The moon moves into Aquarius, so for Capricorns, it's out of that super strong ego and into actual self-confidence consciousness. So the moon moving into Aquarius is actually you seeking to feel confident about yourself, and you either will or won't. But that emotional need to feel strong and confident, not strong, really confident, I think is the word, that emotional need to feel confident trines down into Jupiter conjuncting Venus in Gemini, and over to what now is Mars in Libra. So Mars snuck into Libra over the holiday, all right? And Mars in Libra says, hey, time for you to get moving now on those career plans. All right, so you're going to feel a real time to take action in career when you get back from the holiday, and that's good. You should. You know better now. You know what your legacy is. You know what you want. Go for it. Mars is saying time to act. Let's not forget Saturn went direct last week as well, so it is time to act. That is the change in the air if you've been feeling it. On the other hand, there's the moon in Aquarius, so there's an emotional desire to feel confident and make money. All right, and then Jupiter moves over, and then over to Jupiter and Venus in Gemini, which says, hey, it's time to change your lifestyle anyways. So being willing to change how you live in the moment, moving forward in your career, and emotionally desiring to feel more confident and have more money, this is the epiphany that probably gets you to maybe change or see the light with emotions and relationships. Isn't that funny how the universe works? Like, gets you talking about career, so you finally see the light with relationships. God does that stuff all the time. It's like the coconut game where you're gambling. That said, it is Breakthrough on Thursday. Then comes Friday. On Friday, things are actually very groovy. The universe is going to force a nice synergy energy with Venus ruling the day. That means giving and receiving will be restored. You've got to be a complete asshole to not enjoy a Venus ruled day because you are resisting giving and receiving. The universe wants to restore giving and receiving. Your relationships, if they've been on fire, will restore to a day of peace, and also your emotions, if they've been on fire, will restore to a day of peace, to surrender and allow the universe to correct the flow. Of course, the lesson of the day is, what did it take for the universe to restore peace, and how easy was it? Right? Was it just a matter of like snapping your fingers? If so, why have you been in hell anyways? I mean, that's the lesson of Friday. I also want to point out this trine. Now, we had a grand trine yesterday, but this trine between Mars in Libra and Jupiter in conjuncting Venus, this trine stays, okay, for some time. And what this is saying is you're going to move forward with career, and every time you move forward with your career, your lifestyle is going to change. Every time your lifestyle starts to change, it's going to open things up in your career. The two are going to help each other for some time and get you into a new direction. So this is exciting, and I will be encouraging it. I also want to invite you down to my new show. You know, we have office hours that go on through the week. I'm going to do my own little set, and I'm doing 12 o'clock on Fridays. But my show is called Unite the Light. So I'm here to unite the light. I want to talk about topics. I want to talk about what's in the way. I only want to talk about solutions. I don't really want to talk too much about problems. It's just the way I am. But it's going to be a webcam show, so come on down. We've got a chat room, and we're going to talk about uniting the light. That is at noon on Fridays at soulgarden.me, noon Pacific time. So you got to do the math on where you live. Then on Saturday, it's a really spiritual day. It's a cloudy day, and it's a day, hopefully, of seeing the light, literally, caused by two things. Neptune rules the day, so this is a day where we're logging into our higher self, and we are trying to intuit what to do. In your case, intuiting exactly, God, where is it that I need to be in relationships? Is this going to work or not? Where is it that I need to be in my emotions? I can't just keep feeling anxiety all the time. Where's the light? So there's that part of it. And the moon moving into Pisces itself does an emotional Neptune day. It crosses Neptune. Okay, there's some more Neptune. And then it crosses Chiron, which is wanting, seeking, emotional integrity. So it's a double dose of emotional, spiritual, psychic awareness and sun psychic awareness. So if you don't see the symbolism or metaphors on Saturday, God bless you, you're walking blind. You're walking blind. I got to do a psychic class. Either way, Saturday's about really intuiting the right path. And I think we're there if you just surrender and listen. Then Sunday, it's time to commit. Saturn rules the day. You're going to perk up like a wilted flower if you felt wilted. That's because your home planet rules the day. Saturn rules the day. It's a day of being decisive. It's a day of being a captain. It's a day of being a leader. And it's a day of deciding what you think or where you think relationships should go, and therefore where you think emotions should lie for you in your life. You should have a beta, a direction, a course you want to go. The whole last week was about figuring out where things didn't work and maybe exploring where things could work on the 4th of July. Today, commit to going in a certain direction. The moon is still in Pisces, so you're pensive and you're chatty, and or it's a good time to not just decide, but tell somebody. Putting it into spoken word is the beginning of manifestation. When we come back next week, we're going to be trying to light cast that new direction and light cast that flow. So you want to decide by the time you go to bed on Sunday. Okay, my captains, that's all I got for this week. Come join me on Friday for Unite the Light. Come create a profile. Come to casting at soulgarden.me. Otherwise, I'll see you in 7 days. Until then, live, love, be.